Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of the Ravi Nadar Show. Today's guest is someone who learned with his experience after struggling and overcoming roadblocks and challenges working as an animator in the industry for over 8 years. He realized the need to fill the extremely huge gap of learning animation, which led to the formation of a passion animator. It's his vision to create a world where all the freshers animators are confident, creative, and also passionate about in what they are doing and about delivering great quality work and earn money while living a happy and fulfilled life. And also, he has won awards like Indian Achievers Award winner 2022 for outstanding professional achievement and contribution to nation building, and also Global Education Awards 2022. Recently, he has got an excellence and leadership in 3D animation education, and who is also called as India's first fashionpreneur animator, passion animator mentor. Please help me welcome none other than Naresh Choudhary. Good to see you, Naresh. How are you doing?
Yes, I'm doing great. Good to see you too.
Great, good to see you. Well, could you help us give us a small brief about the journey of who you were before to who you are right now as a passion animator?
Yes. So talking about myself, like my personality has transformed a lot from the old years till now. If you talk about,
Mhm,
so after my 12, I started like I was struggling to find the guidance. Like, what should I do in my life? So
mhm,
I used to follow my friends. So after 10th, I followed my friends and got into the science stream. I did not know anything, what to do, what not to do. So my friends were going to the science stream. So I thought like, yes, go to the science stream. So then I selected science. After 12th as well, I did not know anything, what to do. People were going into engineering. So I was like, yes, let's go to engineering. So
okay.
this was the mindset I was having at that point of time with no clarity in life, what to do, what not to do. So one fine day, like while I was doing mechanical engineering for the first year, so I realized that this is not something for me. Like I don't
Mhm,
like this, or there is no interest. So one day I met my school friend in a mall. So he just guided. He just told me that he's doing animation, and maybe if you don't want to continue what you're doing, and you can
mhm,
just have a look in the institute, like how is it and how it works. So if you like it, then you can choose this stream. So it was more of a like referral kind of thing, where he wanted to me to come as a referee, so that he could get some amount as well. But
mhm.
then that happened to be like I happened to be fortunate to go there. So I'm really thankful to him that he showed me the institute and to go there. So I started learning animation there in institute, and after like completing my animation education in 2012, I guess, then I was like struggling to find a job because at that time animation industry was not well developed. It is still not, but now the opportunities are growing. But at that
Mhm.
time there were no jobs, and people used to work free for even 6 months without getting paid. So at that time, yes, it was a big problem. But then finally, I got a job. I told them that just take me as whatever you can. I don't want money. Just let me in. Just let
Mhm.
me in so that I could get experience and gain more knowledge and skills as well. So they told like we don't require. And then after a week, they called me that yes, you can come in. So I started with 3,000 or something, 3,500. They gave me a salary for the first job. But then when they put me to the test before that job, I realized that I could not learn anything. Like I was
Mhm.
not knowing the things which they told me to do, which were so basic. Now I realize that those things are so basic that I should have learned into like wherever I learned. So that was not the process there. That's why I could not learn that. So I found that there is a gap. But now I have been working on so many projects and so many institutes, so many studios. So now I feel like I thought like yes, this might have been changed, but now when I'm talking to students, many of the students are facing the same difficulty which I used to face. So
Mm-hmm.
after completing also they choose some other courses. Like after completing their main courses, they go to
Mm-hmm.
some other professional people to learn again. So they spend money again on learning the major part. So that's what I feel like there is a gap. There was a gap, but yes, there is still a gap in the industry. But now I am like I got an experience as well, and I am very very confident. Earlier I was not confident about my life and everything. So something happened in my life that transformed me like 180 degrees, and it's been not a long time, but it's been only 6 7 months. But yes, the life has changed a lot, and I have become so confident and a better personality.
Great, great. Good to know that, Naresh. And yes, you shared that you have done mechanical engineering, right?
Yes, yes,
And mechanical, and also you told that you were into the science stream,
yes, yes,
science, mechanical engineering, and to passion, to passion as a passion animator. So
yes.
do you think like there are so many people also who are struggling same like you, especially in India, who have completed their graduation, or maybe they have just completed their 12th grade but don't know what to do and everything, right?
Yes.
So how can one find a passion, that whether his passion is related to animation or not?
This is quite easy actually. Nowadays, actually, what I see is people want to get into animation. But when I
Mm-hmm.
ask them, why do you want to get into animation? Then
Mm-hmm.
most of the answers are like, there is a great future. Earlier, people used to worry about animation, whether there are jobs or not. But now people
Mm-hmm.
are getting to know that the industry is going to be big, and they want to come into animation because it is going to be a good industry. So
Okay.
I suggest them that they should not approach this industry in this way. Rather, they
Mm-hmm.
should find something that interests them more, or maybe fascinates them, like how does it work, or maybe they are interested in animated movies, like they see the cartoons, or they think like how that could be made. So if you think in that way, whenever you see a movie, then you can think about getting the information about 3D animation career. Like how does it work? How much do you get paid? How much time does it take to complete that education? And what are the things you learn? And what are the career opportunities you have? So you should have an idea about
Mm-hmm.
the industry. That is what I feel, because I did not have the knowledge. But yes, I was fortunate. I was lucky that I met a friend and I got into the industry. But this will not work for everybody.
Hmm.
Somebody will be might be in the same situation and this will work for them. But it is not for everybody. Like somebody might get into the wrong industry. Might be animation is not the right industry for them. But they are approaching the industry because there is money in it. So
Hmm.
that will be a very stressful environment for them. So if I talk about animation, then you should have a lot of patience as an animator or any artist. If you are like animator needs quite a lot more patience, but if you talk about any artist, whatever the domains are in 3D animation, you will require a lot of patience. But if people come in because of money, then you will struggle, because when you will get corrections and when you will have to have that patience, then you will feel like giving up and getting frustrated and just banging your head and talking negative about the studios or the supervisors. That will happen because I had been to the situation. So
Hmm.
there was a phase where I was focusing more on money, like there should be money, because I'm working this much amount of hours, so they are not paying me well. Then you start getting into negative things. But now I realize that the more we talk negative, the more we attract negative.
Yeah, that's very true. So, what is the major problem do you think, like especially for people, these kind of a thing, who think that okay, there is a lot of scope, especially in today's digital world, there is a lot of scopes when it comes to animation. Let's go ahead and check, and see whether if it suits us or no, then I can go ahead. So, do you think that is one of the reason why most of them struggle, because they are thinking I can make money, or maybe I can make some good amount of money, that's why I want to do? instead of like, whether that is something which I really want to do I have a patience, or like, do I really connect with that creativity and all? What do you think?
Yes, yes, absolutely. They have to get connected with the creativity because this is necessary. This is what I feel because there were so many people, there were so many students along with me who were studying animation. So many of them just left. They did not even start the job. Forget about
Okay.
industry or whatever. They did not even apply for a job after the courses.
Hmm.
So when you do a courses, like if you want to do time pass or then it is fine. But if someone is really feeling like they should build a career, then first it is necessary to understand whether it is suitable for them or not before getting into the industry.
Okay.
People did not start their career in animation.
Hmm.
So why to waste so much of money just for time pass? Yes, if you have more, you can. But if you seriously want to do it as a career, then you should get into this first. Letting know yourself first, what you want. That is the major thing.
Great. And help us understand, Naresh, that what was in your life, like what was your biggest turning point in your life which actually has shaped your life completely?
This
What was that moment?
that is a moment I can talk about. This is like really crazy. I did not even know that this would happen, or I will be doing these things and meeting and talking to these great people. So something happened. Like I was always on the go. Like I want to achieve something big in my life.
Hmm.
I always had that feeling where my parents also argue with me that why you talk about crores all the time. We don't even have lakhs, then you are always talking about crores. And this is not like now. Earlier also, I used to always talk about somehow I got that feeling from like earlier childhood only that I will do something great in life, that people will admire me and I will do some make some difference. So that is what I had, but I did not have the direction. I did not have the direction. So where do I go? Like I have the confidence, like I can do anything, whatever I want. If you put me in a situation like do this or learn this, I will be able to learn that thing very fast. That is a god gift I got. But then you should have the direction. If I talk about life, then you should have the direction, like what you are looking at after 5 years, like after 5 years what you will be doing. This is the question, like I was asked in an demo interview in the institute. So I was like, why they are asking me this question? This is what they asked in interview. So now when I am very clear about what I want in life, so I feel like yes, that was the genuine question they asked. So you should know about what you will do 5 years down the line. That is what, when you have goals and you can pursue them faster. So talking about the turning point, like I was struggling to find the direction. I was doing what am I doing. So one day I got an advertisement, I call as Gurudev. So I got an advertisement. His name was Dev Gadvi, and I thought, like I got connected with that advertisement. That yes, he is the man who is going to help me. I feel like he is the man who can help me in getting the direction. Like what do I want to do in life? Because earlier also I read a book, The Power, was from The Secret. So it had a tagline, I guess, like why you are born on the planet Earth. So I was like very much into that. Like, why am I born? I can get the answer here that yes, what do I have to do in life? But then I did not get the exact answer, I guess, or maybe I got it, but I could not pursue it for a long time. So that was a singing part. I was into singing for 2 years and learning singing and doing those things. So yes, so after coming to like the my mentors program, I found out so many things about myself. I understood myself, what is my personality, what am I good at. And then I found that yes, this is how it works. And my subconscious will lead me to what I want. This is the thing I was not knowing how to implement it. But when I got the guidance from Gurudev, then I understood that yes, now I have to focus on myself first. So I got in deep into it and learned about myself, about the personality, how does it work, how does it happen. And then I came to know that yes, I have to just feed my subconscious that you will become this. So I do it in the present tense, that like I am this, I am this
Mm-hmm.
person, I am this person, 5 years
Mm-hmm.
down the line or 10 years down the line. So that is the major transformation I had after enrolling the Passionpreneur Mastermind. After finding my mentor as Gurudev, so that was the major transformation I had. I had so many personal transformations after that. So if you see my profile, it's been just 7 months, and so many things I've added into my life about transformation as well, and talking about the achievements as well. So these
Mm-hmm.
all things I did not know earlier, and this just happened because I followed the process. Whatever my mentors told me, I just kept on doing, and I'm still doing that. And I am very confident that this will, I know where I'm leading the next 5 years.
Great. And what was like, kind of a struggle you were going through, especially like, when you were not having any kind of a clarity? So, what was the thing which was going through? You were like, though you know that you have to do something, or maybe you wanted to do something big in life, that's for sure.
Yes,
But it was not happening. So, what all kind of a struggles you had to go through before it?
that I had so many, like I switched on so many fields. So when I found out that, I thought like singing is something for me, because I
Mm-hmm.
just read the book. I did not have the actual guidance, like what is my personality, or I did not have any person to guide me. I just read the book and felt like yes, this is something for me to do in future.
Mm-hmm.
So for that, my family was not supporting me. So my
Okay.
family was like low grade people do singing. That was the mentality.
Mm-hmm.
So they opposed me for this singing thing, and I used to pay the fees. I used to bring the money from my friends, and pay the fees for the classes for learning
Mm-hmm.
this singing. And I used to continue learning this. And I was like, I have figured out I have to do this, so I will be 100% into this. So I left
Mm-hmm.
everything. That is the major wrong thing I did. Like I left everything. I left my animation job, and I just moved into singing suddenly. Suddenly,
Mm-hmm.
some night got this idea. Next day, I am not going to office. I directly told I'm not going to office. I will do singing now. So that was the thing. And for getting the money, I got the money from my friends. But then some, after a few months, I was like,
Mm-hmm.
now nobody will give me money. So what do I do?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So it was easy to get a job which is like not hectic or. So I thought that let's go for the delivery job. So I just sent my profile, and I have a bike. So I was like, yes, I'll do the delivery job in the daytime. In the night, first I did the call center thing. So I went
Mm-hmm.
for a month or two. I worked as a in the call center for the night shift. So daytime I used to practice singing and sleep in the morning, and at the night I used to go to the call center.
Mm-hmm.
But then I could not manage because there was so much of shift timings. I could not
Mm-hmm.
do it. So I just left that, and then I thought that I should go for the delivery thing, so that I can complete this delivery work. Whatever, I have a bike, I'll just deliver the products wherever they want to. So I went to some place. I guess it was Amazon's delivery service. But then for in the interview, they told me like you look so young and you are so small. You will not be able to load those baggages on the back. So we will not consider you. So I was like, okay, please consider me. I just need money for my singing classes. I don't know
Mm-hmm.
anything. Just please consider me. So they were like, focus on singing. Please don't come here for this thing. So yes, that was stressful. That was the major stressful part of my life when I chose singing. So
Mm-hmm.
my family was not supporting me. I had no money, like from no source of money. And then I was engaged, which I did not know whom I'm engaged to. So that was a forced engagement I had, and I was very much like depressed and worried about my life, like what will happen in the coming years if I continue this thing.
Mm-hmm.
So lot of things were going on. Yes, these were the things. I was really stressed at that time because my family was not supporting me. That was the major thing. Like I missed that. Yes, family should have supported me for that thing.
Mm-hmm.
So they were like, if you want to continue this, or if you want to do this, and if you don't want to get married, then just leave the house. So that is a very big statement, and I was like crying at that day. My father was like, yeah, "We don't want you if you want to continue these things." So that was a very big challenge for me. Then I had to drop out. I had to drop out. I was very much committed that I will leave the house, but then something I could not do it, and then I had to drop out my plans and stay with the family.
Great, great. Good. Thanks for sharing that story, Naresh. Now, how can somebody, like, there are so many people every year they get graduated, or maybe they complete their maybe 10th or maybe 12th grade, or maybe the graduation. Now, how can they just get started? Or maybe like what would you like to say to the parents or maybe students who has just graduated or from 12th grade, and how can they choose whether animation career is the right choice for them or it is good for them or not? Because this is what I feel is, I myself also, like, I was working in BPO earlier, and somewhere I wanted to do something in the graphic designing, but I was not knowing that what graphic designing really is, because there was no proper guidance and I was stuck into that particular thing. So similarly, if somebody is stuck who know that something related to animation, but he doesn't know, okay, how to start, whom to contact, and how all the things, maybe that can be parents or maybe that can be a student, so what would you like to say to them, how they can get started first?
Yes, first of all, like if you talk about animation industry, then there is no requirement exactly like you should do your 12th or 10th or graduation. This is just a choice. Like if you really want to do it, at any age you
Mhm.
can do it. Kids as well,
Okay.
they can do it. Anybody after graduation, and this is not for India, I'm talking about worldwide. You can go anywhere and work just by the skills. If you have the skills, you can apply there. If they like your work, then you can just clear the interview and onboard the studios. So this is what it is. But then if I talk about they want to get into the animation, so what I feel like I have seen, like there is no guidance actually. So if
Hmm.
you ask, like this is not just me, I am just the face. I am coming up and sharing this, that this is the problem, and most of the artists know this is a problem, but nobody will tell you on face, like on the screen or in front of the people. But yes, everybody will talk that yes, this is the problem, or we don't have the guidance. Everybody who has traveled these years, they know that what was the struggle earlier, and they know that what you get educated, how much you learn, how much you have to practice on yourself. So I have even talked to DreamWorks animators. So one of a person, I started my talk show as well. So he was Prashant Kawale. So he's an animator at DreamWorks, and he animated a short from the Boss Baby movie. So when I was
Hmm.
talking to him, he also shared that he was also a mechanical engineer, and by luck he came into animation, and he thought like let's do animation. So he felt the pain that yes, there is no guidance.
Hmm.
There was no guidance as well at that time when he did animation. So that was the main reason he connected to me, and he shared his story with me, that maybe I can help somebody. If somebody watches this video, then he can have the guidance, like how is the industry or how does it work. So that is why I am also providing guidance, like why you should choose animation, if this is correct for you. So knowing how, well, like is it correct for you or not, so that you can know by letting to know your personality. So there are a lot of personality tests if you check out on the internet.
Hmm.
So you can do the test and you can find the result, what is the result you're getting. then you should be genuinely answering those questions, not for time pass. If you do wrong answer, then that will affect your career, not us. So if you lie to yourself, then we cannot do anything for you. So you can do some personality tests and find out what is your personality, and then you can study your personality. Then you will be able to understand who you are more. You can easily connect with yourself. Like, yes, this is how I feel. I was, when I did it, I was like, yes, there are so many things, truth. Like, this is so absolute truth about me. How can they tell me like that? Like, how do they know that who am I? So this is not a fake or anything. You will be surprised and you will be shocked as well. Like so many things, your personality they will depict through that test. So then you can have the guidance from there a little bit, like what are the career options you can choose according to your personality. So that
Mhm.
will empower you, or you can have a good career in those departments, whatever they are. And then majorly from all those industries, you just have to look out what is your major focus. Like what are you into? Suppose if you are doing engineering, and suppose you get into the personality like yes, engineering can be the profession, then if you're already doing engineering, then you should pursue engineering, like rather than stopping it, or that thing. And if you are struggling, then you should have a guidance through that test, that yes. And you should also have some other person who already has the knowledge and who can guide you in that. If suppose if you want to, if you got the test and you found out that yes, something artistic you can do, then you should have a person who already is an artist or doing something in the art field. So he can
Mhm.
guide you what are the opportunities in the art industry, and he can help you to find out what is the thing that you will like the most. Maybe some question answers and the detailed session, then he can come to know that okay, yes, I like this, I like this, I like this. So then you can gradually find out the major, like the main chunk or the main niche who you like, where you want to go. So this is you can follow for
Okay.
finding out is it animation right for you or not.
Great, great. So one of the thing which one of the myth actually which got busted for me when it was back, I think so, 2011. Okay,
Okay.
when I was doing the graphic designing. At that time, I was thinking that people who are creative and who want to go into the artistic field, only those kind of a people who can go, who has done arts, and then second is who has done completed their arts from a reputed college, like in Mumbai, like we have, I think so, JJ, or in VT, like
Yes, yes.
we have one of the college which is
Top quality.
famous,
Yes.
top college. So that was my myth, that if you have completed degrees or, from that particular college, then only you will become a, like, good designer or maybe animator or any kind of an artistic field. This was myth. And just because thinking of this, like, I did not pursue anything most of the time, like, I did not take any action. So thanks for sharing that. You do not need any kind of a grade, whether it's a graduation or 12th grade, or maybe even if you have not completed 10th grade,
Yes,
still you can go for the animation, like if you
yes,
have that particular interest.
yes,
Because
absolutely.
I think so. This is one of the thing where most of them get stuck, that you need to have a good degree, then only you can go to the creative field. And especially
Yes.
in today's generation, it's so much easy to get into the field. So great. Thanks for sharing that. Now,
One,
one of the thing is like, can someone make a great career in animation even if he is cool, or like maybe for example, okay, do you think like people just go and take animation courses and get the certification and they are good to becoming a great animator?
no, it actually does not work that way. So, if I talk about like whatever you said now earlier about the JJ Institute, and so that is the top college, and to get there is also a task. It is not like
Yes.
anybody cannot get into that college. You should have those skills and artistic approach. So they have tests
Mhm.
and everything. So, but yes, one thing is there for sure, that if you clear arts from that college, Like if you do fine arts from that college, then absolutely you will be far extraordinary than other people in the industry. Like in the art industry, not talking about animation, but art. If I talk about, you will have a detailed knowledge about anatomy and how the modeling and this thing about human beings, creatures. So drawing thing will be very clear for you. So
Mhm.
then if you go for any of the this thing animation, if I talk about modeling or this, then it will be an add-on for you. You can create those sketches and everything. So that will be a plus point for you.
But that should not stop anybody, right? If they are not
Yes.
into that college as well.
Yes, yes, absolutely. That should not stop. But if you want to get, like, if you are too much into art, like drawing and that, then you should go for that. Not talking about
Mhm.
animation, but if you are too much
Mhm.
into, if you are loving the drawings you do, then you should go for an
Mhm.
art that degree or to get the understanding of. So there are two things like, first of all, like drawing anything, I can draw, but I don't have the knowledge how to draw.
Mhm.
So if I can draw, I can copy. But if you tell me to draw, think and draw, I cannot draw it. So that is the place where you need the knowledge. Like you need those things to learn. Like how is the face anatomy, how is the body anatomy. Then only you can create by thinking
Mhm.
or by regular practice. So these are the two things. And why you asked about this people getting into animation. That's what you asked, right?
Yes.
So that's what I said. Like they can get into, they should not get blocked by this education. Like I don't have a grade or that, and they
Mhm.
can pursue at any age, whatever they are in. Whenever they realize that yes, I want to try this.
Mhm.
Trial is the major thing. Like you can try it, but the problem is there are so many big courses. So for trying also people don't go. They don't invest like lakhs of rupees just for trying.
Mhm. And what do you think? Like, why most of them in the animation industry they struggle, even like after completing the courses? What maybe some of the reason do you think they struggle?
What I think, like what I faced is the education one part and the mindset as well. Mindset I figured out now that yes, somewhere mindset, somewhere or most of the times mindset will play a major role in
Mhm.
getting into any industry. But
Mhm.
we are talking about animation industry, then yes, because nobody is talking about this thing. So how does it work? How to get opportunities or how you get
Mhm.
those things attracted in your life? So maybe you did the animation from a top college or institute. You learned everything, but you are not confident. You're fearing for the interview. You are fearing for what projects I will work. I don't know how they will give me the this challenge or I will be able to
Mhm.
clear the
Mhm.
test or not. Even after learning from top colleges and institutes, and if you are worried about the test or the interview, then it is of like no use for going to these things, big colleges and this. So that is why mindset also plays an important role, so that you become confident at what you do.
Mhm.
So if you learn from those colleges, then you should be confident as well about that. That yes, I can clear the test. I can, maybe if I didn't even clear the test, then they will tell me no. What is it like? Is it a big deal if they tell me no? Nothing will happen. But people fear so much about that no. They don't want to hear no. No,
Mhm.
I have learned from top college, so I should get a job. That is the mindset of most of the people. And parents also think like that. That if you get the admission in the top colleges, then you will get a good job. But it is all about you. If you don't like what you do, even if you go to big colleges, then you will not focus on that thing more. So that is
Mhm.
not the college problem. That is your problem. You don't figure out yourself first, then you cannot blame the college that yes, I did it from so big institute and I'm not getting a job. So
Absolutely.
maybe you should not blame them as well. Maybe that is not included. That's what I found, that that is not included in their course about the mindset and building confidence. That is a altogether different part. That's what I figured out now, that there are people who are separately doing this for building
Hmm.
up the confidence and everything. Rather, it should be a part of the education system, so that whatever they are learning, they can implement those things with confidence. Why to make them stop even after getting such kind of a knowledge? So yes, mindset plays a lot of important role, because of that one thing only I have transformed my life so much. Like thinking about yourself positively, who you are, what you're going to do after 5 years, all the things you have to talk to yourself. I talk to myself by looking in the mirror every day, and I give a smile and that yes, I'm great. I love myself. So that gives me power to start the day, and till the evening, like I am supercharged now. Like I feel yes, I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that, and somebody appreciates me. I get more power. Like yes, the time is going to come. It has come. Yes, I'm going to be consistent. So this
Yeah.
is something you need in everybody. Everyone should be able to talk in this way. The confidence, like yes, I did this. Yes, even if somebody rejects me, it's okay. It's fine. I will improve myself and I will apply for other job.
Absolutely. This is one of the biggest thing which you have shared. There are so many courses which are available for animation, but they are going to give you only the knowledge of animation. But they will not help you how to crack the interview. They might give you a placement. Oh, there is some companies with the agencies which is going to approach you, but you need to figure it out how to go and get that interview cracked. But this is good, like this is a gap which even I can see. What if people are also able to help them teach about, okay, now the basic information, the animation, whatever you want to learn, you have learned, but now let's try, okay, how about like helping you in the mindset and helping you becoming that confident person so that you can crack that interview. That's when that person is going to crack that interview.
Yes.
So I clearly remember this. This was even I was struggling earlier when I was into designing part. Like I completed like some courses from one of the institute from Goregaon, and then later on it's just they just gave me course and they said, okay, we might get give you an opportunity for some agency. There was one or two agency, but they did not reach, and also they did not teach me like how to go ahead and crack the interview, because I'm having that fear, right? Because students especially at that level, they
Yes.
have the fear, they are afraid of what to do, and like what if they will fail, like you said. So
Mm.
what, not a big deal if they fail. Let's figure it out, okay, why you have failed, and let's move to the next level. So this is something which is lacking. And yes, definitely, Naresh, you are working on this particular thing. That feels great. Like people will get a lot of guidance, especially in
Yes.
this thing. Now, help us understand, for especially for the people who don't know what animation is, okay, and who don't know what animation industry is all about. So, could you give us a brief about what animation industry is all about and what kind of works are involved in this kind of industries?
Oh, yes, absolutely. So talking about animation industry, first of all, animation industry is so small in India. So when we leave a job and we move on to some other studios, there for sure we get some artists from our older studios or wherever. We meet some people whom we know. Like there is nothing new. We can
Mhm.
like already meet people from different studios. So it is very small industry, and it is growing now actually, and there are opportunities coming in. So if I talk about animation industry, so what we talk about as animation industry, like 3D animation industry, and if you go
Mhm.
for courses as well, they will tell you like this is a 3D animation and VFX course. So VFX is a totally different part, and 3D animation, CG animation is a totally different part. Both of them are different. 3D animation, CG animation is what you see the cartoons and everything, and VFX is something integrated into the live environment. So these Iron Man and Avengers, what you see, those
Mhm.
are VFX things. Like there are real people involved, and there are CG environment and CG characters involved. So that is a VFX totally different part. and CG is a totally different part. CG is like 3D animation. Whatever you see the Disney movies, those are the CG animation. So it is totally different from each of them. So if I talk about 3D animation, then we say we misinterpret as animation industry or this thing. But actually, the word animation means movement of the characters, the believable movements of the characters. So whatever we have only a character in the T pose, like it is still, we have to give them the life. So the life which we give and they move like a real character, that is what we call as animation. So that is only a small, that is one part, and we term as a whole course as 3D animation course. And there are lot of departments in the whole course, like starting from the concept thing. There are concept department, like they create a concept, what will be the story. Then there is a storyboarding. So storyboarding is majorly done by artists who are, we have talked about, like artists who have cleared those even if they did not go to college about that JJ college and everything, art college, but they have a good knowledge about drawing. So the
Mm-hmm.
storyboarding are artists who can draw
Mm-hmm.
and think and draw. So they do the storyboarding. If you see the magazines, right? So the magazines, you see the posters, like you can easily get the story from the magazines. Like in this scene, this is happening, the character is doing this, the superhero is coming, he is speaking some dialogue. So that is what we call a storyboarding. So first the rough storyboarding is done. Rough storyboarding is like just making the characters very roughly and not knowing what exactly is the character, just letting the story in a picture format. Then comes like they finalize that, and along with that there is a character designing happening. So how
Mm-hmm.
will be the character, what will be the face look like what will be the clothes, or how the nose will look, how, so that will all depend on the personality of the character which is there in the movie or the scene or that story, like the whole story. So there will be artists who will design those characters and the poses and face, body structure. So all those things will support the personality of the character. If he's an angry person, then there are studies like if the person is angry, the character is angry, then he should have a face like this, the nose like this, the ears like this. So that is a
Mm-hmm.
study. So that's why I call they are artists. They don't just create characters; they have a study behind that, whatever they do. So big movies, if you see, they have a detailed study about the characters. You can
Mm-hmm.
easily figure out about looking at the character that he is a jolly person, he is angry person, he is a sad person. So like that. So this is the starting phase. This in the pre-production, this is what we call as pre-production. Pre-production is majorly about art, like people who can draw and those knowledge about anatomy and not about the software thing. So these all
Mm-hmm.
pre-production part comes about the artist. Then we have this production department where we create all the thing in 3D, like starting from modeling. Modeling is
Mm-hmm.
creating the character, building up from a drawing. So the artist draw the character on a paper or maybe in the software digitally with the measurements accuracy, that this much will be the face, this much will be the shoulder line, this will be the abdomen here, and legs will be smaller or bigger or like that. Then we import that file. If you create it on paper, then we import the file, scan it and import it in the software. Or if
Mm-hmm.
we do it in the digital this thing, then you can just put them behind in the software and create the model accurately, like this much will be the shape of the head, this will be the size. So that is the modeling department who creates the model. Then we have is lighting, what we call. Then we have is texturing, like giving the colors and shades. Texturing is basically like if I'm wearing this suit, so what is the color, what is the material? If I go to details, what will I see? Like small threads I
Mm-hmm.
can see. Here is the button. So all those colors what you see, that is done by the texturing artist. Modeling will be done in the grayscale. So the
Mm-hmm.
character will be gray. Whatever, if it is a character, if it is a shape or background, whatever it will be in gray color. To
Okay.
color that, there is a texturing artist and shading artist. Shading artist will do like mostly they will be the same, but if it is different, then shading artist will do the shading like the material of the object. Suppose if it is a cloth or it is a plastic or it is something, like you can easily figure out by watching that this is a glass material or this is a plastic. So giving that feel is what we call
Mhm.
as shading. So after the shading thing, then we have lighting, like they light up the scene and the character to get the detailed final output of the character, like how the character will look in the movie. What will be whatever you see the color pictures on the internet, that is what after the lighting how the character will look. So lighting is done on the later stage, but first they do it with the characters as well, so that they can understand. For promotion, they do, so that they can post those character pictures that this is the movie coming, for banners and everything.
Mhm.
So after that, we have a rigging department like riggers. Those are artists. So that is more technical rigging. Rigging is like adding bones. So if you have bones or the remote control, basically whatever, suppose if it is a character, it is a human being, then we will add
Mhm.
board structure and the controls, so that we can animate that. Like if I have a control here, so
Mhm.
I can animate this thing. If I have a control here on the shoulder, I can animate this shoulders. So the same way we have whatever bones we have, the same way we have to add those bone structure in the
Mhm.
character, in the 3D thing, so that we can animate. It is like totally related to real people. If you don't have bones, you cannot move. It will be like elastic. So the same way it will work in that. You will not
Mhm.
have anything to move. So for that you need rigging. So after rigging, then we can animate. If I talk about characters, then we have this. And if you have a machinery, so then there is a technical thing, like we have to calculate those stuff, like set a remote, basically. Like if I move this control this much, then the wheels will rotate this. If I suppose I talk about car rig, so we can rig it as we do the remote thing, right? We have a remote control car, so we move the car by pressing this button. This button will move forward. This button will move backward. So the
Mhm.
same way in the software, we keep it as the control. Like if you move it this much, then the tires will rotate in these many circles. So to keep it accurately, like it should feel real. It should not be like
Mhm.
if I'm moving this much, then the tire is rolling too much. That would not feel real. So doing it according to the real basis, so that it could feel real. Then we do the animation, like bringing life to the movie. So
Mhm.
without animation, you cannot see anything moving. If you have done everything, 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 if you don't do animation, then people cannot see the story. It's simple as that. So that is the major, what we say, very important part of this whole process. That is why, like animators, what I feel, like what I say, I don't know about others. Like yes, animators are gods of virtual world. So whatever you see moving in the virtual world, that is done by animators. Even if you talk about gaming, so gaming, if you talk, those we see the guns and everything, that is animated. Animators do the animation and then they integrate with the software gaming, that if I press this button, then the character will unload or load the gun, or he will walk
Mhm.
in this way. All those things are done by the animators only. So after animation, this is the main production line what I told. Then we like take everything from the software to the output. That is what we call as rendering. So getting all the things created from the software to the image format. So we have like 24 frames per second. So in 1 second we have 25, 24 frames. So we have 24 images for 1 second. So if it is like, you can calculate, if it is a 1 minute of a scene, 1 minute of a movie, then you can multiply by like 60 seconds. We have 60 into 24, you can do. That will be the number of images you have to get out of the software.
Mhm.
So for big movies, it takes 2 days to get one image out of the software. So Disney movies take a lot of time. They spend a lot of time in this rendering part. It is too expensive as well. That is why they are like around 1,000 crores or so. They go the movie budget. So yes, after rendering, then we have the post production process, that is like compositing. So all those
Mhm.
images which we get, so they have they just pile up, and we have different passes. So the shadows will be different, the lights will be different, the rim light will be different. So that compositor will have the access of everything individual, so they can manage everything. Suppose if the director says I want more shadows, then they can enhance that pass, only that one specific part, so
Mhm.
that will not affect the overall scene. So for getting the individual control, we get the passes out of the software, so that you can edit it correctly. That is what like we do compiling in the compositing section. Then we can
Okay.
add some effects, whatever wherever required, some dirt or some bomb blast or that thing. So yes, after that we do the sound editing and then the video editing, final video editing, and then it comes out as a movie. So lot of processes, and we all term as a 3D animation. Like if you talk, people say that I want to get into animation industry. But what
Mhm.
is animation industry? This is animation industry. Now you decide what you want to
Which,
do,
yeah.
what you have to become in all from all these things. So this is what they don't know. This is what maybe like first of all they are not aware. That is why they don't know, and then they have to either learn everything, or maybe some students will be there who will directly get attracted to the animation. Like I really like how this moves, so they can directly go to animation. Like I
Mhm.
want to become an animator, that's it. So they don't need to learn all the things, they can just have basic idea how does it work and what is the process, and that's it. No more like wasting of time for learning everything. If you want to do CG, if you want to do VFX, select first and then move on ahead. So you will
Correct.
save time.
Absolutely. And yes, there is lot of the things which you have shared in details. So especially for all the audiences, for especially students who wants to get into the animation industry, you need to watch this video. Maybe
Yes,
one more time to know, like, whether still you want to go for this, because that is what it is. If you are just finding like, I want to make some money and I want to go into this industry, this is not for you. This
yes,
is for somebody like who are creative, who want to do create some artifacts, who wants to give a life to that particular art and to that cartoons, and also a lot of patience is required.
that is what I
We,
said. Like that is what I
yes.
said. Patience, because sometime, if you talk about good movies, so sometimes it will happen that you have created so many, like in detail you went, and that will be put into scratch. They will tell you like
Hmm.
just create it again from, we don't like this, or maybe something we can change. So you have to accept it positively. Like
Oh,
okay,
okay.
fine, okay, this is a scratch, let's do it again. You cannot argue like why you did this. Like I am not going to office. I will not come to office from tomorrow. Why you did this? I am spending so much time and you are telling me not to do this. So this is not how it works. That is why I told like patience is much. And if you get corrections, no, then you improve yourself as an animator. If I talk about, so you
Hmm.
have to get inputs from the directors or the supervisors. Then only you can grow, because you don't know how does it work. They will add their experience and they will give the correction, because of their experience. Like okay, do this way, it will look good. And you can actually imagine like whatever you do your first pass, like first time you go to the director, what you showed them, and the finalized shot what you get out when the director finalizes your shot after corrections, there will be a drastic difference in that. So that is why it is necessary to accept the thing what they are saying, like yes,
Hmm.
do this, so that you can improve yourself, so you see your shot very much better than what you showed it to first time. That is why it is necessary.
Absolutely. Absolutely. We might just see that this movie, animation movie is just like, maybe 2 hours or 2.5 hours, or maybe that. That is the output we can see, and we are saying, okay, wow, what a movie. But the work has gone behind that, making that particular movie. It's like, huge kind of a teamwork, and a lot of process is
Lot of,
involved to make just one kind of a movie.
yes,
Great. Thank you so much for explaining that in such a detail. We have come towards to the end of our show. So, what would the advice, what would the best advice you would like to give it to the students, especially who are looking for like coming into this animation industry? What would be maybe that you have learned from your own mistake, or what would the best advice you would like to give it to them who would like to get into this industry?
Yes, if you seriously want to get into the industry, then start exploring, like what is it, how does it work. So there is a lot of stuff. It is not just put it together. Like you can get all these things separately, but you should know about it so that you can search. If you don't know, you cannot search. So first get aware about what is this thing, and
Mhm.
then find out that yes, these are the different things, and you can even watch some videos like how does it work. And if you could find out on your own that yes, this is something I really like, this is the part I really like, then you can find people into that niche who are teaching, the mentors what we call, so that you can learn directly the main thing from them, from the industry people. It is not like the other way, learning everything. So first understand that every learning everything is not necessary, not at all necessary to learn everything. You just
Mhm.
have to have an idea. So it is like, if I give you an example, so it is like if you want to become a cricketer, you might play football sometimes, but it is not necessary to get into the detail of football, how to get like become a footballer. So if you want to become a cricketer, then focus on cricket. Sometimes you could do that, you can have understanding of all the sports, but you will majorly focus on cricket. So the same way, if you want to get into the animation industry, focus on one part, what you like the most. If you
Mhm.
could figure it out earlier, it is the best thing you have, because you will save a lot of time and your money as well. And you can get into the industry very fast. Like in 1 year, anything you select, you can easily acquire the skill in 1 year. A good skill. If you continuously practice, you can get better into that thing and start your career within 1 year if you directly choose a specific domain. But then suppose because of the lack of guidance, or you don't figure it out, like what do I really like in the animation, you are sure that you want to pursue animation, 3D animation career, but you don't know what stream you want to go, then you can maybe enroll for courses. If you can find some small courses which you where you can get the idea about all the departments, then it is better for you. So if it is a short course, if you get anywhere, like I can learn everything in 2 months or 3 months, then
Mhm.
you should go for that and learn everything. And while learning, you can realize that yes, this is the process I enjoy more. So maybe I enjoy modeling, or maybe I enjoy animation, I enjoy rigging. Then you can find out, yes, this is the thing I enjoy more, and you can find out that specialized people into that mainstream, and you can just approach them and yes, I want to learn from you this section. So they will directly teach you the industry standards, because they will already be working, so they will be knowing like what is it required, what are the challenges you might face in the industry, what are the mistakes you are going to do as a fresher. They will be able to help you much better than learning it like normally. So
Great.
that is the main suggestion I could give everybody who is a beginner into animation. First, find out your specific niche. So if I
Mhm.
talk about engineering, suppose, so everybody knows engineering, there are a lot of departments. Now I have expressed that, I have showed that these are all the departments, and you just have to know what department is doing what. Even if you don't know
Mhm.
technically, you should know, yes, this is the work of this person. The same way, there are a lot of departments in engineering, like mechanical engineering, civil engineering. So you know that mechanical will do something in mechanical thing, civil will do something in builder line and this thing. You have an idea. You don't need to learn the four years and then decide, no, I don't want to do civil, I want to go to mechanical. This is not how it works. Even if you become a pilot, you have an idea, you have the goal that you want to become a pilot. You don't know the process, you just have to have a goal that I want to become this, and then move ahead. then don't stop. You might face challenges, but don't stop, because that might be like earlier you might feel like you don't know the process, so you might feel like, okay, I'm not enjoying this. Or might be you are having a goal, you might not enjoy, but you can gradually develop the interest. So in the
Hmm.
same way, I did not feel like will I coach people like. But then when I started sharing my knowledge, then I got like more confident. Like yes, this is something I want to do. So follow
Absolutely.
the process and keep doing it.
Great, great. Thanks for sharing that. So, how can someone come and like reach out to you? And like, do you also have a programs like you also teach people when it comes to animation and all? Like, could you give a glimpse about that as well?
Yes, yes. I like people can reach out to me through all my social media channels. Like they can Google it, Passion
Hmm.
Animator. So when they Google it, Passion Animator, you will get all the details. You will get all my profiles on Google. So from there you can connect, and there is an official number which is given on all my social media profiles. So you can connect on the official contact number, and you will be guided what you have to do. So I have created a small program for people who want to explore animation as a beginner.
Hmm.
So rather than going for 3 years, 4 years, I have just created a program for 5, 6 weeks, so that they can have an understanding of all the departments practically, not
Hmm.
theory. Practically, they will learn everything. The CG part I'm talking about, not about the VFX. The CG,
Hmm.
like modeling, texturing, lighting, rigging, and animation. All these sections, they will learn that how does it work, and they can create basic thing uh, from all those things what they learn in just 5 6
Great.
weeks, so that they don't have to spend a lot of time. Because what happens is when they approach these big courses anyways, after 2.5 years you are asked that find out one thing, let us
Hmm.
know one thing which you want to do. They will not tell you, they will not sit with you and tell you that you are good at this thing, so maybe I think that you should do this. They will not tell you like that. They will just ask you, okay, it's been now specialization time, so just let us know what is the thing you want to specialize in. And as I said, people will not know. Most of the people will struggle finding the direction. Like even after learning all the things, they will be question mark. Now
Hmm.
what do I select for specialization? Now I have to give the answer. So what do I have to do? Because you will be learning so many things, so you will get confused. Abhi kya karna hai? What I have to do now? So then you will select maybe in a hurry, or maybe your friends are going there. That's why it will happen, because it happened with me. So that's why I'm sharing this. I did not know that I
Great.
would become an animator. So I did not plan to become an animator. I was like, why I chose animation as a specialization? Because I knew that animators are required in the most quantities. There is a big challenge as an animator, there is a big responsibility as well. But if I talk about vacancies or opportunities,
There are huge
like
here.
1 is to 10, almost 1 is to 8, 10. So if you require one modeling artist, then there will be 10 animators, 5 to 10 animators working on that. So there are requirements, like hundreds of requirements in one studio for animators. So there is a big team. The biggest team is the animation team, wherever you go in any of the studio. So animators will be the most number of quantities. That is why I chose animation, so that I will never run out of jobs, or I will never face difficulties in getting some freelance or this thing. Everywhere there will be this thing. So if you don't animate, people cannot see the story.
Absolutely, yeah. Great. So thank you. Like, yes, thank you so much for sharing this all in detail. And especially as a beginner, like if you have any kind of a question related to animation industries and everything, how you can get in touch with, want to know more about this industries, definitely Google Naresh. He is there in all the social media channels. Get in touch with him, okay, and like get your journey started as well. Great. So, Naresh, thank you so much. And it was just, we had a wonderful conversation. And especially, this is something which is need, for people who don't know where to go. And like after watching this, and especially people who have watched this live as well, definitely now they got some path, okay, where to go and where not to go. So, it was Wonderful. I would say thank you so much, Naresh,
Thank you.
for
Thank you
joining.
so much for the opportunity. I am really grateful that I have been here joining this and sharing the experience so that people get help that yes, this is what how does it work. So yes, thank you so much for letting me know about this and giving me this opportunity to join the show.
Thank you. Thank you. Same here. Bye.
Bye bye. Take care.
Okay. Yeah. So we are towards the end. So if you enjoyed this conversation, please press like and comment below if you have any kind of a question. Also make sure that you comment below, and also don't forget to subscribe to my channel, because every now and then, every in a week or 2 week, like I come up with a different speaker who will actually help you in respect to your careers. Maybe that is into your career related to studies, or maybe it is related to health, or maybe it is related to personality, all different perspective. I bring up like a lot of coaches and especially people who are actually inspiring millions. Okay. So till that time, take care. Goodbye. See you soon. Bye bye.